Elden Ring has no shortage of dungeons. The sad part about this is that quite a few of them totally suck. I'll be showing you the top 5 worst dungeons in the game. This is based on my own bias and personal preference, but my opinion is worth more than your facts, and I'm always right. If you disagree with me, then you're simply wrong, and that's okay. Just as long as you see that you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, and that you make me absolutely sick. So the first one here isn't that bad, it's just in a shit location, and it's very annoying. The Lindell Capital Catacombs, which is in the subterranean shunning grounds. God damn it. This one is ass mostly because of its location, but it's also just annoying for anyone that isn't paying attention, or that has a below room temperature IQ. So let's say you waddle on into the dungeon. You have to open the sealed door, and you see the lever up above you. Okay, easy enough. You waddle on through the dungeon. You take the stairs up because you want the lever to open the door before you end up exploring the rest of the dungeon. And uh-oh, there's no fucking lever. You head back towards the Grace and notice the doors open, and inside is an omen. You've been bamboozled, you fool. You should have gone up the fire-spewing tower, you absolute imbecile. Anyone who makes this mistake should honestly just unalive themselves. There's no point in continuing on living. It's all worth it at the end, though, when you get the Lord of Blood's exaltation from the dungeon boss. Now the next one has a pretty good reason to be on here. The Seathwater Cave, in the passage between the Atlas Plateau and the Volcano Manor. This one is on here because of all of the poison enemies and the poison swamp. We all know from Soft loves poison swamps, but did they have to do it 15 fucking times in one game? Like, what the actual fuck? At least none of them are half as bad as Farron Swamp, or even a 10th as bad as fucking Blight Town. God forbid From Soft decides to make another Blight Town, people will lose their shit. And the dungeon boss of this dungeon is 2 Kindred of Rots, and in return for defeating them, you only get the Kindred of Rots exaltation. Admittedly, it is pretty good if you make a rot build, but I've never seen anyone use it, aside for when people were cheering promised consort Radahn when he first came out, because his fight was damn near unplayable. Anyway, this next one makes me sad just thinking about it. The Spirit Caller Cave, in the mountaintop of the Giant's Frozen Lake. This one isn't too difficult to get through once you figure out the location of the spirit summoning snails. But god damn it if it isn't annoying to deal with. There's a bunch of wolves, and even a few bastards using Bloody River that get summoned. I think there's 3 in total, and they respawn unless you kill the snail. But that's not the most annoying thing. The fucking boss is the Godskin Apostle and the Godskin Noble. You have to kill the Apostle, then the Noble will spawn in. Then after you defeat the Noble, you can then finally kill the Spirit Caller Snail. And it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure it summons the Godskin duo if you take too long to kill it. Absolutely annoying. And all you get in return is the Godskin Swaddling Cloth, which isn't bad, but goddamn I hate this bosses. And am I the only one that gets dizzy watching the Godskin Noble's fat-ass barrel roll around the damn arena? This next one really fucking sucks, and I'm 90% sure most people don't even know this one exists. It's the Consecrated Snowfields Catacombs, obviously in the Consecrated Snowfields. This one is pretty straightforward actually. I'm just really fucking traumatized from the first time I went through it. You walk up the stairs, and a goblin hops onto your head, and I have HP now. So it's not that bad, but I was going through the game with Vigor at 20 for years. I never leveled Vigor, and I was always one-shotted. This dungeon isn't that bad now that I have Vigor, but it still sucks. Damn near every corner you turn, you have a good chance of being whacked upside the head by a damn imp. And every attack does massive damage, even if you have good health. I still haven't suffered enough to wear actual armor that offers better resistances. My drip is too good for that.
It is even funnier a second time.
Anyway, you have 2 of these doggy statues that will violate you, and they will enjoy it. There's a few clean rot knights in the dungeon as well, which just beautiful. But what really sucks is that the room on the left is simply a gank room. You waddle in hoping for gold, and you don't even leave with copper, you just get assaulted. It's like walking around Memphis at night time. The boss reward is worth it though. Killing the Rotten Duelist gets you the Rotten Duelist cloak, which is too bulky in my opinion, which means it's facts. So you can remove the cloak entirely and keep just the snake arm bands. It looks absolutely beautiful, and it goes so hard. It does attract aggro though, but that just means everyone finds it sexy. Now this is the last dungeon, and the absolute worst of them all, the fucking abandoned cave in Caelid. This place is pretty low level. You can probably do it pretty easily around level 50, but the entire place is covered in scarlet rot, and that makes your character super slow, and obviously procs scarlet rot. Then the enemies deal fucking poison on top of that. By the time you get to the boss room, you're scarlet rotted, and possibly poisoned. And the bosses are two clean rot knights. The boss room also has a nice puddle of scarlet rot in it. Like holy fuck, just leave me alone. I've never felt sexually assaulted by a game, and if I didn't know any better, I'd think scarlet rot had a thing for me. I would take its hand in marriage, but unfortunately Melania best me to it. The reward is well worth the violation you receive though, since it's the golden scarab talisman, which boosts your rune acquisition by 20%. Very nice. Anyway, I'll end my rambling here. So if you watched until this point, then thanks for sticking around. And if you happen to enjoy my rambling, then please consider giving this video a like and subscribing. It would really help out the channel and mean a lot to me. Until next time.